5 News at Noon starts now.
Now at noon, a new report claims the Justice Department told the president his name appears multiple times in the Epstein Files. Reaction and more coming up. Plus, Fort Smith is rolling out the red carpet for hometown NBA champs Jalen Williams and Isaiah Joe. What you need to know before tonight's big party. Thank you for joining us for your 5 News at Noon. I'm Emily Moss, here with meteorologist Danny Cassidy.
Hello.
It's once again a really hot one, and unfortunately, we've just got a lot going on.
I know.
Tonight. And now we're all going to be hot and sweaty for it.
I know. I'm sorry, Emily. It's just the way it is. We wish it was a little bit cooler, a little bit more seasonal, but it is hot. It is humid, so we're just going to have to deal with the heat, I guess, and just deal with the consequences. We'll show you right now what it feels like out there because it is a hot one. Basically, it's been like this every afternoon. Feels like the upper 90s and low triple digits. You see 103 there in Fort Smith, as well as in Sallisaw. A couple more triple digits in Van Buren, as well as Boonville. 102 in Ozark, in the mid to upper 90s here in Northwest Arkansas. 98 in Fayetteville, and 99 in Eureka Springs. Springdale, that is not 111. That dew point is juiced a little bit, but probably feels more like the upper 90s. Eventually later this afternoon will be anywhere from about 101 to as high as 105 in Northwest Arkansas. And even by 7 o'clock, still feeling like the upper 90s there at 98. For the River Valley, we'll feel anywhere from about 105 to as high as maybe 109, 110, especially in the eastern half of the River Valley where the extreme heat warning is in effect for Johnson and Logan County until 8 p.m. this evening. Again, we could see that anywhere from about 110 there and then about 105 to 109. Now, in terms of what we expect for the rest of the week, that heat is going to continue. The rain does return a little bit for this weekend, not for much, but there's a little bit of a pattern change for the start of August. We'll talk about how it will change our temperatures and our rain chances coming up in your full forecast. Emily.
Thanks, Danny. Fort Smith is preparing a massive celebration in honor of NBA champions Jalen Williams and Isaiah Joe. They're returning home with a homecoming parade in their honor. 5 News reporter Jacob Luthi spoke with their former Northside basketball head coach and has more on what this moment means for the entire city.
Eric Burnett, now an athletic director for Springdale Public Schools, once used to coach both Jalen Williams and Isaiah Joe at Northside High School in Fort Smith. He says, look, I'm used to watching these types of parades on my TV, but to be a part of it, knowing that I've coached NBA champions, is something special. Before Jalen and Isaiah were NBA champions with the Oklahoma City Thunder, they were once Grizzlies. Burnett remembers them as talented players, selfless teammates, and strong leaders on and off the court. He even joked that coaching them made him look good, like he actually knew what he was doing. He adds that Jalen and Isaiah helped put Northside on the map as a formidable basketball program. He says the way the community has come together to rally behind the two is special.
Nobody in this area have ever experienced anything like this. And for them to be a part of this community and this community embrace them, and the mayor put this parade on, this is going to be something, a great memory for the rest of everybody's life in this area. To be able to experience. And
both Isaiah and Jalen give back to the city of Fort Smith by running training camps at the Boys and Girls Club that they were once a part of. And Burnett says that he hopes the city gives them as much love as they've given Fort Smith. In Fort Smith, covering news where you live, Jacob Luthi, 5 News.
Thanks, Jacob. We'll be streaming the parade on 5 News Plus from 6 to 8 this evening. The parade will begin at 6 tonight, and Garrison Avenue will close at 5. 5 News Sports Director Alex Stewart and anchor Darren Bob will be out there taking you through the parade. You can download the 5 News Plus app on your TV and watch for free. People in Fort Smith will be able to get a chance to meet NBA champion Jalen Williams today. Our Blood Institute is teaming up with the OKC Thunder player for a special blood drive. Blood donors will be entered into a drawing for a chance to meet and greet with Jalen this afternoon. It's all happening out at the Fort Smith Convention Center until 1:30. Famed wrestling legend Hulk Hogan has died at the age of 71. Reports from TMZ say that he was found unresponsive at his Clearwater, Florida home this morning after a call for cardiac arrest. Paramedics and police responded. Hogan was taken home from a stretcher. Hogan was 71 years old. Amid the push for more information to be released about the Jeffrey Epstein files, a new report claims the Justice Department told President Trump his name is among many in the documents. It comes as a House committee has voted to subpoena the files related to the investigation. Natalie Brand has the latest from the White House.
The fallout over the Trump administration's handling of documents related to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein is growing, with the Wall Street Journal reporting officials told President Trump in May that his name appeared in the Epstein Files multiple times among many other high-profile names. The Journal notes being mentioned in the records is not a sign of wrongdoing. But the report contradicts what the president said last week when asked what his attorney general told him.
Specifically, did she tell you at all that your name appeared in the file?
No, she's given us just a very quick briefing, and in terms of the credibility of the different things that they've seen.
The White House called the Wall Street Journal report a continuation of fake news, adding that Trump kicked Epstein out of his Mar-a-Lago club for being a creep.
Some Republicans on Capitol Hill also downplayed the development.
It's not new news. That they knew each other. They were both New Yorkers involved in the same charities and other events.
But there's a bipartisan push for more transparency. The House Oversight Committee voted Wednesday night to subpoena the Justice Department for the Epstein Files, with 3 Republicans joining Democrats in support. President Trump this week urged members of his party to change the topic.
Every time they give you a question that's not appropriate, just say, oh, by the way, Obama cheated on the election.
The White House invited Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard to brief reporters on what she alleges was a manipulation of intelligence by the Obama administration related to Russia and interference in the 2016 election in order to undermine the first Trump presidency. But a series of reviews, including bipartisan ones, concluded that Russia meddled in 2016 but did not alter the vote count. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Columbia University has agreed to pay over $220 million to the federal government to restore research funding. The Trump administration cut the funding, citing the university's failure to address anti-Semitism on campus. Columbia faced losing billions in government support, including more than $400 million in grants canceled earlier this year. A doctor pled guilty in court Wednesday to supplying actor Matthew Perry with ketamine before his death. Dr. Salvador Plasencia pled guilty to providing vials and syringes in the weeks leading up to it. He faces up to 40 years in prison, but remains free until sentencing in December. Another person accused of selling Perry the fatal dose heads to trial next month. As we see hot temperatures here at home, 130 million Americans are under weather alerts today. In some areas along the Mississippi River, it could feel as hot as 115 degrees. Lana Zach has more from Iowa City.
Across much of the Midwest and South, more than 100 million people are trapped under an intense heat dome, with temperatures skyrocketing. Tens of thousands of cyclists pedaled hundreds of miles from one end of Iowa to the other for RAGBRAI, the world's longest recreational bike ride.
No one's racing. And what's the hurry? Get back in your hot tent? No.
You literally just feel a wall when you walk out the door.
Farmers like Will Cannon have no choice but to be outdoors.
The crazy part is just when it gets so humid that, you're sweating and the sweat won't even evaporate because there's so much humidity in the air.
Those crops are affecting the weather as well by supercharging humidity levels. We asked Iowa's state climatologist Justin Glisson about the process known as corn sweat.
There are pores on the bottom side of the leaves, and that's where oxygen is released, but also water vapor.
And the amount of water released by corn crops reaches its peak at this point in the growing season.
This is the most oppressive time of the year with these high dew points. Building this heat dome, it's basically all of the components that you would need to produce very oppressive temperatures across the state and across the upper Midwest.
Now, Glisson explains that this process can lead to sudden thunderstorms, showers, or can just add up to 10 degrees to the feels-like temperature. And here's why. A single acre of corn adds 4,000 gallons of moisture into the air every single day. And here in Iowa, we have 13 million acres of corn. Lana Zach, CBS News, Iowa City.
Well, today is the last day to sign up for the second annual Dixon Street Mile Race, returning to downtown Fayetteville on Saturday morning. Racers will line up and finish near the front of the George's Majestic Lounge. The race costs $15 for kids 18 and under and $30 for adults. It's a unique event for a place that's usually quiet during those early hours.
It's fun to just bring people down to Dixon Street on a time of day when it's usually pretty quiet. So a Saturday morning in the summer is a great time to bring a totally different activation down here. So we're really excited to show off how cool it is to run in the heart of the downtown.
There are 10 groups of races, from veterans to kids to competitive adults. You can register still on the city's website. The start of school is approaching, and continued inflation and tariffs might show up in how much you pay for supplies. Some parents say they're worried about how they're going to afford it all this year. Data from Intuit shows almost half of parents surveyed plan to take on debt to cover the costs. But even though prices are on the rise for key supplies like backpacks, pencils, and tablets, financial experts say there are still some ways you can save.
Stack discounts. Take advantage of store promos, but don't stop there. Use that rewards credit card. Go through an online shopping portal like Rakuten for additional rewards. Use those card-linked offers, those digital coupons.
Experts also suggest setting a budget and taking a look at what you already have from last school year. Also consider buying some items in bulk, and tax-free weekend will help you save a couple of bucks. That's next weekend, August 2nd and 3rd.